I remember 6 months back, I told myself that I need to start talking to some more strangers. And I remember the first time that I wanted to just approach someone out of the blue. It was nerve-wracking. I, was thinking of every conversation, how it could go wrong. And the fear stopped me, right? Overthinking about it stopped me from taking action. The second time, though, the same thing happened. But the third time, when I actually talked to a complete stranger out of the blue, yes, it was nerve-wracking, but afterwards I'm like, what am I worrying about, right? So what if they judge me? So what? And it ended up being a great conversation. Now, you can't get me to stop talking to strangers, to different people around me, right? I'm a big eavesdropper. Anyone around me, I'm talking to them, yesterday at the movie theater, I overhear them talking about the Odyssey, and they're talking about the actual book it's about, and I want to chime in as a history major, as a big history nerd. I want to get in there and give my input. Actually, this time I didn't for once, but almost like 90% of the time, I'm giving my opinion. I'm speaking up. I'm talking. And I see the fear in a lot of us of approaching strangers, right? We're all connected, to our devices. We all have earbuds in. And it feels like we're totally distant from the people around us. But when we start to connect with people around us, the casualness, the casual conversations that can come, the value we can get out of those conversations, the friends we meet, there are so many reasons why it's important to be able to talk to strangers. That could be your next wife that you meet just by hitting up a casual conversation with someone around you. You never know. It could be a business partner. It could be a lifelong friend. Also, don't forget the confidence you get to speak your mind at any point, anywhere, with anyone around you is invaluable. It is such a powerful tool that I'm unlocking for myself, and it's completely changing my life. It's changing how people interact with me, how I interact with everyone else. It's bringing a lot of confidence into my life. It's bringing a lot of opportunities. It's bringing a lot of fun. It's bringing a lot of happiness. I see it every day when I'm walking through the streets. I look at people in the eye. I don't look down at my feet. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm looking at people. And that's all we have around us. Looking at the buildings, looking at the trees, looking at the flowers, looking at the people. And I could tell when someone is so disconnected, whether that's because they're on their device or they are so shy, they're so insular, they're in their own mind that they can't get out there and connect. And that is a really big downfall we're seeing with young people these days, is not being able to connect to those around them, whether they're peers, whether they're people older, bosses, parents, having a big struggle to create deeper connections, to create fruitful connections, and also just to hone one's own chops, social chops, so to speak, right? Being able to talk with anyone around you, being quick, being witty. These are important traits that we are losing. The next time you see somebody or there's a conversation, it could be a group of people, individual, and you think you might have something of value to say, just say it. Don't even think about it. Don't try to craft it. Approach how you got to approach, but just get in there. Yeah, you might get some weird eye. You might get some side eyes every so often, right? That's more on them, though. That's not you. You didn't mess up. You didn't do a bad job. It's them for being, maybe not welcoming. Of course, depending on the circumstances, maybe it's something deep. If they're talking about, a divorce or it's a breakup going on, maybe don't interrupt. But, learning the context of when it's fine for you to come in, right? I totally should have yesterday started talking about the Odyssey. They were talking about how long it was, and I thought it was 600 pages. So I was going to say that. I didn't, and they Googled it, and it was 400 pages. So actually, maybe good I kept my mouth shut because I would have been wrong. But anyhow, that could have been a point of connection. We could have laughed about it. It doesn't matter, right? There's so many little points of joy throughout our day in just the normal, regular life we live, that if we connected with strangers, we would, be getting a lot more out of it versus just sticking to our own experience. So go out there, start talking to some strangers. You might be annoying some people. That's fine. That's okay. As long as you're being respectful, there's totally nothing wrong about getting out of your comfort zone, about speaking up. It's going to build self-confidence. It's going to bring joy to your life. It's going to build meaningful connections.